So what's a weird job that you had when you were young, Billy?
There are so many. This is a whole nother episode that we'll have to revisit, but I will share with you one in particular. So I was 17. This was a telemarketing company out in the boonies, Covington, Georgia. This is where I met one of my close friends, Sean, that I'm still friends with to this day. And this was a very low life kind of company. You could quite literally come out of prison from a 20-year bid and walk in the front door and have a job. It
Nice.
was telemarketing, cold calling on the phone, and it was straight commission. There was no guarantee. You got a percentage of whatever you sold. If you didn't sell anything, you didn't get any money. And what we did is we called public schools and we asked for the principal or for whoever bought the supplies, and then we would pitch them over the phone to buy pens, pencils, erasers, markers, custom made bumper stickers, folders, that type of stuff. Now, it wasn't a scam. We were actually selling an item and they got the item shipped and then they paid after they got the item. So it wasn't a scam, but just barely not a scam. We would pitch this, amazing product, and it takes quite a skill because they've never met me. They've never heard of my company. We don't have a catalog. We don't have a website. And in 5 minutes, I need them to agree to buy something that they've never seen just from my
Wow.
description. Just from my description. And if I sold anything, I got money. And if I didn't, I didn't. And so we had tons of people that would come in and very few would even come back for the second day of work because it was a hard gig. And I learned a lot about sales. I learned that you're not really selling the item, you're selling yourself. If you can
Mhm.
sell
Mhm.
yourself and they like you and they laugh at you, then they'll buy whatever crap you're selling. And so I did that at 17. And to this day, learned a lot of life lessons from that company, but it was an awful experience. I saw people doing drugs in the middle of the afternoon out in the open. I mean, you name it. If you could sell, you could sell, and if you couldn't, you couldn't. And they let anybody come in and have a go.
Wow, that's crazy. To be 17 and in a telemarketing job is pretty crazy because that's definitely not something you typically find a 17-year-old in. And to have to sell school supplies to schools feels like it would be very difficult because it's like, well, who even does that? Who goes through that, trying to find the right decision maker, trying to get them to open up the wallet or change, from Fred, the guy that they've been using forever. I can't imagine. It's funny too. I remember one of my telemarketing jobs, certain guys would come back from lunch and you could tell that they had what we would call a liquid lunch in the
Yep.
day.
Yep.
And you could tell that they were like just three sheets to the wind from like noon to 4 o'clock before they left. They're so happy, so jovial, also slurring their speech really badly. And I'm thinking, are they getting appointments that way? How are they? Because it was software telemarketing. So we're trying to just get appointments for account executives or whatever. And I remember thinking, are these guys actually getting appointments this way? What is going on right now? But yeah, telemarketing's a tough gig, man. And it is definitely, I would say that qualifies as weird because you were 7 years old.
Yeah. And here's the thing, I did pretty well. And there would be, PhD principals with 4,000 students that bought something from me.
That's
And so
awesome.
amazing,
I
you
would buy
know?
something from you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.